What I've learned in this semester is about life cycle and goal setting. This subject, Veritas, has a lot of lessons to give and to apply in our lives. Each topic we tackle in this subject has to do with our lives. By revealing myself, I will be able to show my talents and my skills to other people. And also, I will step out in my comfort zone and start interacting with people. And also, I will surround myself to someone who bring out the best in me. My greatest weakness is to procrastinate to a complex task. I've always gotten my work done by the deadline, but sometimes it got taken longer than it had to. So I realized how my inefficiency bothered me. So I took a time management plan, and afterwards, I searched and checked about procrastination. I've learned a lot of helpful tips and strategies, including writing to-do lists so that I don't get overwhelmed in large tasks or many tasks. Since I implemented these strategies, my tasks are much got better, and then I pass it on time.
This semester, I learned to be more thoughtful about the things I do and the things I learn. And of course, I learned to be more patient than before because these past years, we experienced the effect of the pandemic, and for me, to overcome it, we need to be more thoughtful and be patient about the effect of the pandemic. And my weakness, I guess, is I'm not into socializing with others, or simply I just don't like talking with others or strangers, I guess. And to overcome it, these past years, I build my social skills and be more confident. Thank you.
I'm Mary Ann Pineda, and Veritas is a hub, part of in our daily lives. As a human, we always want to seek for truth to maintain integrity. And there are some people that do not want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusion destroyed, but be brave for face the truth because it might help you to discover more about yourself.
Veritas is one of the subjects in Our Lady of Fatima University. It translates to truth and compassion. Veritas has huge part in our daily lives. As a human, we always wanted to seek for the truth to maintain integrity. There are some people that don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusion destroyed. But be brave to face the truth because it might help you to discover more about yourself. Knowing the truth is a long journey for someone's life. However, it feels great that you know the truth, you can deal with it. The importance of considering the truth and false to become an honest person all the time. Revealing yourself through your answer replicates how kind person you are and personality you have. But not all the time telling the false answer is wrong. It can benefit yourself to prevent the others abuse your honesty and kindness. The word truth is beautiful that reveals others' faults and errors, but it can manipulate you by saying that was false. Truth and false sometimes contradicts to each other, but sometimes are good combination. In my own perspective, I do believe that compassion is natural in all people, because no one person can survive on their own. We need to know the fact that we need someone for us to live. People must know that accepting won't help make them feel weak. So don't isolate yourself and don't deal with your problems alone. People need someone to rely on, a shoulder to cry on, and companion that will be there throughout their journey. Compassion shows how pure your heart is. When we feel compassion to others, sympathy and empathy will follow. This past few weeks, we learned about self-compassion and self-kindness, which means we should understand ourselves and we should be kind to ourselves too. Next is common humanity. Means that all the people are bound to commit mistakes. Self-compassion and self-kindness. Self-compassion is like treating yourself with same kindness and concerns that you would give to a person that is need. It's like self-love. As a person, we should always understand and care ourselves before having empathy to others. Treating yourself the same way you treat your loved ones is an act of self-compassion. So with compassion, it just means you are there for yourself. You can count on being a friend yourself rather than acting like an enemy, which sadly happens sometimes. While one of the components of self-compassion is self-kindness, which means you are supporting and understanding yourself. Next is common humanity, which means that considering that every person fails and make mistakes. People are not perfect, so sometimes they commit mistakes, and that is part of life. Making mistakes does not mean we are a failure. It does not good to commit mistake, but we cannot avoid it. Only one thing that we can get from our mistakes that we learn from it. Lastly, compassion means having sympathy and empathy to others. It's a feeling that wanting to help others to reduce or relieve their pain and suffering. Compassion that are nature to people when we see someone struggling, suffering, or in pain, we tend to help them, and that is an act of compassion. In conclusion, we should always put ourselves first before others, because are we going to help others if we cannot love ourselves? We should be aware of ourselves, always encourage ourselves to keep going. We will carry them that we learn in those topics for the rest of our lives. If you can change the way you treat yourself, it will prepare you to deal with challenges, embrace your flaws. Everyone deserves love, forgiveness, and patience that include us.
Veritas 4 taught me how to properly organize a plan in community immersion, including all the informations that I need to know before engaging in community activities. And one of my many weaknesses is that I'm shy or scared to speak in public, especially in front of many people. I can overcome this by encouraging myself that I can do what I need to do, by trusting myself and simply do my best.
Things that I have learned this semester, I have needed to challenge myself to stay motivated and focused, especially when Zoom fatigue gets the best of me. It is so easy to feel underground and to suffer from the low energy, particularly when you are not leaving your house or your workspace every day. The best thing you can do for yourself is to keep moving and create a routine. I have gone through many trials and errors to make sure I am staying self-motivated. And on top of my work, it has been interesting to help me explore what works best for me that I sometimes do not get the chance to think about while being on campus. In my experience with the internet classes, the good for outweighs the bad. Internet classes save time, and saving time is important to me. The studies are structured much better than I expected. I don't really see the difference between the online and offline structures. And the weaknesses of I have learned, the disadvantage of online course. Online courses require more time than on-campus classes. Online courses make it easier to cross-coordinate. Online course requires good time management skills. Online course may create a sense of isolation, and online course allow you to be more. That is I have learned in this semester. Thank you.
So this semester I've learned to have more patience, and that being kind won't cost you anything. Even if the pandemic or quarantine has been lifted up, most of us are still doing an online class or some hybrid learning. So we all live in different households. Some are good and some are bad. So if some of my schoolmates weren't able to help in some group activities, I've learned to be more and more patient with them and always choose kind words. And one of my weaknesses, I think, is that, and people have been always telling me that I forgive people too much, and I think that is really my weakness. I've been living with the saying that if the world isn't kind and such, be one. And I'm not the type of person to hold grudge against other people. So to overcome this weakness, I think I should choose the people who really deserve to be forgiven and choose the people to surround myself with.
Okay, hello. Veritas is one of the subject in Our Lady of Fatima University is translate to truth and compassion. Veritas has a huge part in our daily lives as a human. We always wanted to seek for truth to maintain integrity. There are some people that don't want to hear the truth because they want their illusion destroyed, but be brave to face the truth because it might help you discover more about yourself. Knowing the truth is a long journey for someone's life. However, it feels great that you know the truth and you can deal with it. These past few weeks, we learned about compassion and self-kindness, which means we should understand ourselves and we should be kind to ourselves too. Next is common humanity, means that all people are bound to commit mistakes. Lastly, broadening compassion. There are the last topic that we discuss. We discuss about self-compassion and self-kindness. Self-compassion is likely treating yourself with same kindness and concern that you would give to a person that is in need. It is like self-love. As a person, we should always understand and care ourselves before having empathy to others. Treating yourself the same way you treat your loved ones. is one of an act of self-compassion. So with compassion, it just means you are there for yourself. You can count on being a friend to yourself rather than acting like an enemy, which sadly happens sometimes. While one of the components of self-compassion is self-kindness, which means you are supporting and gentle and understanding with ourselves when facing pain instead of saying harshly words to ourselves. Example, if your friend failed an exam, what kind of words would you say to them to show support? Those are the words that you should say to yourself. Lastly, being mindful, we need to see our negative thoughts and emotions instead of ignoring them, enable for us to balance it.
I have learned so many good things in this semester, but what I like the most is about the virtue. As the saying goes, you are what you do. It is important to understand that our actions define us, not our choices. The world only cares about our actions, not our promises. Generally speaking, our deeds are of far more significance than our words. Remember that life is a game, and so we must all strive to win it. My weakness is that I lack of confidence and my shyness. It is something that I struggle with in large groups, and I find it intimidating to ask questions or raise points. So I have often remained quiet in the past. To overcome it, I have been trying to be more vocal in smaller groups to become more confident.
The lessons I learned this semester is moving away from home and to live on my own. At first, I was afraid that I might be alone the whole semester, but I met new people, new friends. Actually, I was overwhelmed since day one. I thought of having a lot of workloads being a nursing student, and it is. And I have to hold on to move forward. And time management is one of the hardest parts since I'm a working student, but I have to survive. And being shy is one of my weakness. I never speak up to something that I should have to, but I know and I have to overcome that weakness so that I can teach others to be fair with everything or with every task that is being provided.
Through this semester, I have learned who I am and what makes me who I am. I have made some great friends, not only my age but also older and younger than me. I have realized many things about myself that I never would have realized if I wouldn't came here. College is a whole new experience that you could never imagine unless you are there. It is nothing like you read or you watch on TV. It is completely different and you learn a lot about yourself as a person. My greatest weakness is that I am a shy and nervous person by nature. The result is that I have difficult time speaking up in group, even if I have good ideas. I have trouble asserting them. Often I keep them to myself.
In Veritas 4, I've learned that if you really want something, you will do anything just to achieve it. In my case, I am a student nurse and I aspire to be a registered nurse, but I know that it's not easy. There are so many obstacles, struggles, and tough times are there, especially now that we are third year, nearing fourth year, that there are so many schoolworks or workloads that we need to do. So I think that commitment, perseverance, and hard work are needed for it to work. So my biggest weakness is I always cram, where I believe in myself that I can achieve anything in a short amount of time, where in fact it's not a good thing. So I think for me to overcome this, I must have a strict discipline in myself, have a time management rather, and prioritize what I needed to prioritize first.
Hi, I'm Faith. This semester, I learned that most of the community in our country think that the only men can lead, even in barangays. But in our lesson, it can be an eye-opener that we do not need to discriminate women and need to view the world in an equal footing. I also learned that we need to listen to our leader to lessen the conflict and to participate in our community to help us brainstorm ideas and hear great suggestions for both genders. As far as my limitations, I tend to space out on class and lose focus during lessons. What I do to improve my focus is to try to trick my brain into listening more so I could improve my focus during classes. I try to eliminate as much as distraction as I can, reduce multitasking as it hinders my focus more. I also take short breaks if I feel tired and train my brain in general to improve my focus.